Though we need to have one foot in this modern world, we can decide which technology and devices we want to have in our lives and the time we want to spend on them. I like to explore the past, to get inspiration for a more meaningful lifestyle, to use my time more wisely. I like to surround myself with beautiful objects which have been around for decades and centuries. In the past centuries, beauties and details were seen as important and necessary. We can revisit, explore and adapt some of these past habits and practices, tools and ways to use our time in our everyday life. Maybe to live a less distracted, shallow life, going back to our roots, revisiting these times when time, effort, patience, work, beauty, focus, silence were very different than they are today. Sure, we have to learn what happens in the world every morning, but it doesn't mean we have to listen for hours to the poor and dry language and horrifying grammatical mistakes our modern journalists do all day long. Once I have enough of them, I joyfully open my favorite journal, Le Journal de Paris of the late 18th century. I own some antique copies and I also have this facsimile big collection of many magazines. And my favorite parts are always the real estates, publicities and the advertisements, like this one for a sweet shop. And this article is a really good one. It's about a gentleman who had a terrible accident with his cabriolet and horse on Les Champs-Élysées, the Champs-Élysées road. And he complains because he thinks the lighting is terrible on the road and it's very dangerous. And it's funny because it's Les Champs-Élysées, which is now one of the most lighted avenues in the world. Living in a town with a downtown built in the medieval era, it's easy for me, of course, to reconnect with the past on my way to the bakery. And to travel into town, I don't use a carriage or a cabriolet, but my shoes, which transport me very easily to all the independent grocery shops in town. In the past, they had such an attention to detail. In this official legal property document from the mid-18th century, the secretary who wrote it took the time to do some totally not necessary arabesque and embellishments with his quill to add some importance to the document. Can you imagine today a real estate agent or a lawyer doing the same thing just for the purpose of making the document more beautiful and more important? I like to use my ink and quill every day now, even to organize my work, to do my to-do list, for everything I need to do, in my notebooks, sketchbooks, and here in my old and long journal book, where I now organize all my work and projects. And just because I'm addicted to the sound of quill on the paper and for the beauty of all the arabesque and embellishments you can do while you are writing. can also revisit and reconnect with past centuries, creating objects, accessories or pieces of clothing we couldn't find or buy anywhere, like a beautiful 18th century shoe, for example, made in paper, which could also be a shoe house. In my art and work, I constantly revisit the past, with my endless and growing passion for old fairy tales, and past decorative arts, fashion, fabric, art from the 17th and 18th century. And of course, reading, exploring old forgotten fairy tales. Something which I find worth noticing is how people were when they were at home entertaining themselves after work, after their long day of work, near the fireplace, telling stories, doing some embroideries, mending clothes, reading, sewing or writing. They were always doing something. And I like to recreate this atmosphere with candles' golden lights, the silence and the sound of the mantel clock. And using my quill and ink to write to friends and to clients. I'm just, by the way, catching up with my Christmas and end-of-year correspondences, so if you have written me something and you didn't receive my reply yet, don't worry, it's on the way. I'm catching up with everything. Thank you very much for watching this video. I also wanted to say that the 18th century shoe house is open right now and it's going to be open till March 15. So if you love the 18th century like me, if you are interested in fashion, shoes, old shoes from the past, and you want to do a shoe house or simple a shoe too, you would have the possibility not to turn it into a house if you want to. It's only a one-room house, it's not very big. But you can join this workshop right now. You have all the information under this video. It includes few Skypes for those who want to join, some live sessions, but they are optional. And of course, once enrolled, you keep access to the content. So if you are interested to do a shoe to ornate your living room or your bedroom or your shoe collection, feel free to join. It's a pretty easy workshop, quite fun to do. There is no big difficulty. You can't find this shoe in the flesh because they're super difficult to find and would be extremely expensive. You can make one if you can't find it. So you have all the information, and if you have any question, you can ask them under this video, or you can email me at laetitia@merveillenpapier.com if you want more information. If you have some questions, feel free to ask. Also, a big thank you to those who left a nice comment under my last video, the previous one about Alexandre Duty, the Comte page of Marie Antoinette. I thank you very much because this video, the historical ones, take so much work, they include and take so much investment and work than any other videos I do, that I really appreciate the encouragements, enthusiastic messages you leave on those specifically, because they encourage me a lot. Also because the way YouTube works is he puts into a box every channel, every person, and he identifies one or two things you do, and he's going to recommend your videos to people who like the same things, and that's it. And if you do something a tiny bit different, he's not going to help at all your other videos. In my case, I do more paper, fairy tale videos, home decor, seasonal things from time to time, but I'm mainly an artist, so of course my main thing is creating and doing art with paper. But from time to time, I'm also interested to explore history and with a paper angle. But it doesn't, unfortunately, recommend these videos to those who love history, for example, 18th century history, Marie Antoinette history, all that. He's not going to recommend very much this video to those people because of the way the algorithm works, and that's really a shame, but there's nothing I can do about that. Thank you very much for those who put a like under the video, leave a nice comment, share the video with a friend, all that. This is very appreciated, so thank you very much for that. And the part 2 of this series is going to come, I think, at the end of March. Beginning of April, I will see. I have other fun videos coming before this one, other work I'm doing too, so we will see. But there are going to be fun things in the episode 2 for those who appreciated the part 1 and who love history and this chunk of history. And I will see you very soon. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, it's always helpful. Thank you very much.